It's the Full Force News Burst, proudly brought to you by Battle Action Force, the Treasury editions. I am your host, Christopher McLeod, AKA Diagnostic 80. Now let's get into the news.
Full Force!
Yeah, you know who it is. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Very excited, Diagnostic 80, Christopher McLeod today, for obvious reasons. I know the light's a little bit bright, isn't it? Let's bring that down a bit so Pythona doesn't look as washed out in the lighting. Still looks a bit washed out. Sorry, because I just have it on super bright for some reason. Anyway, yes, I know. So I know you're all jealous and angry and mad, but she is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I was 100% correct in my personal opinion of choosing her for my Hall of Fame 2025 figure of Classified Figure of the Year. She is phenomenal. Obviously, we're talking Big Lob renders today. Of course we are, amongst other things. But obviously, this was quite a big deal as well, having this show up. And obviously, a lot of people have been asking, the obvious questions like, oh, where'd you get that? How'd you get that? This was one of those scenarios where it was an overseas purchase. I've never done that before. I've never ventured into that sort of situation. And I just could not resist with her. Like, she's absolutely phenomenal. And technically as well, I got this one for Kate. So Kate, this is Kate. So I'm borrowing it right this second, so that I can show you guys how awesome this figure is. But yeah, of course, if you haven't seen the unboxing, I did a little unboxing video for this particular figure. Look how cool that cape is. Isn't it amazing? And it's so soft inside. It's like got this like really nice lining and then this like snake skin sort of effect on it. It's so good. Anyway, yeah, so just phenomenal stuff. And I'm totally excited for this particular figure. And there you go. Now, what was I going to say about this? Kind of like to give you because obviously I don't really talk a lot I don't talk at all on that unboxing video. It's just a visual sort of scenario. So I didn't really kind of get into it. But my God, the accessories are amazing. We've got the 4-headed electricity snake, which obviously she throws at the electric fence, and that kind of chews through the electric fence. And it's got this cool little wrap where you can kind of like Baroness snake pistol style, where you can wrap it around her arm as if she's kind of like throwing it off her arm. This, though, is my favorite, the squidgy face hugger, which attached to Sergeant Slaughter in the video I did earlier today. And it's so cool because it's got this like articulated ball joint limbs on the side, so you can kind of make it, obviously you can make it affix to most heads. I think it goes that way around as well. But it's so awesome. So that was really fun. And it's got like a little pink bit in the tail as well. So good. All of the pieces, the accessories are incredible. We've got this little weird like turtle crab creature, kind of insect crab thing. It's insane, with a little there's so much deco just on this as well, like 1 2 3 4 hits of different color on that, probably more than that as well. We've got my favorite, the sticky clam. No BET inside though. I did really look hard, but no BET in there, just lots of stickiness. We've got our alternate head, which is really, really scary as well. And the deco on the face is just beautiful. Look at that. I know I'm kind of doing a second unboxing here. I've realized that, but I just have to kind of gush over how brilliant this figure is. Loads of different hand attachments. Obviously, got the fists, which I don't really think are utilized very much, if at all. And she's got that kind of hand with sort of like the acid kind of like steam coming off it kind of thing as well, which is really cool as well. It just looks like she's put a hand in a bunch of mashed potatoes though, doesn't it? Oh, and of course the tapeworm clam as well, with kind of like spiky tapeworm clam, which is amazing as well. And like the little tape bits are really cool as well, like wibbly and everything. It's this thing is insane. And I didn't even realize, but the extra hair piece as well to make give her a bit of a shorter hair kind of style. Of course, these really interesting sort of like snake blades, like Tron snake blades, where it looks like they've pulled the insides of the snake out of its mouth and arse and then connected it again to the other side. It's like the snake's had its front and back pulled out both sides and then attached to itself again. And of course, we have the gem of that size, which is absolutely phenomenal. Look how beautiful that is. Kate even jokingly put this on her finger earlier as a ring with the kind of like connected in between the snakes. I'll post that video later. It's really funny. But yeah, she effectively made her own sort of Cobra La wedding ring, and now I think she's somehow engaged to Pythona. I don't know how that works. It's fine. It's fine. I'll let her go if Pythona is her one true love. And of course, on the actual figure as well, you can see the gooey acid fingers, which was my nickname in college, and yeah, the long hair. And the cape is phenomenal. Like, she can wear the cape with the hair as well. I took it off just to easily put it on quick, but you can actually have her hair on underneath with the cape on, and it's amazing. She's got that kind of, I forget the character in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons that has a hat that shape. It's amazing. Can she hold that? Says Couchboy. What, you mean the gem of that size? I did do there's a picture of her holding it, not a picture, there's a still shot of her holding it in the video, the unboxing video. Funny enough, the only and she is holding it, but it's kind of, holding it is a, what do you call it? It's not really holding it, is it? It's balancing it between the hands sort of thing. But yeah, that's kind of, I kind of had a whoops, and it's gone. It's bounced across the room, never to be seen again. It's kind of like, it's balanced in her hands at one point, but it's not something she can really hold. No, it's Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, the toy line, the not Venger as such, Lego Star Wars kid. There was it's like a little troll, or maybe it's a little dwarf that has a hat that shape on the back. People will know what I'm talking about. I've just completely forgotten it. Anyway, a phenomenal figure, and I am just so enamored with her. And the cape, it just falls in the right place. Like, it's so awesome. Like, it can drape over her shoulders. You can sort of like curl it up and fold it over her shoulders like so. And the hoodie is getting pushed by the hair at the moment, but yeah, you can actually, like, do things like that, and it looks amazing. You can have, and it drapes so amazing, like, beautifully. It's just perfectly weighted, really nice sort of like design, and obviously, like I said, the interiors are really nice. Anyway, my overall feeling on this figure is just perfect. To steal the words of the renegades in the movie, perfect. Shall we get on with the actual news burst, though? Sorry, I know I've kind of gone an impromptu extra for Pythona, but she is phenomenal. And I realise just how fortunate I am to have my hands on this particular figure. Trust me. Yeah, want free though. Tell you that much. Anyway, next up, should we get into some big lobs? Kitty said. Right then, Zarak is the D&D guy. Thank you, Jeffrey. Correct. That is that was what I was trying to think of, with that kind of like, yeah, that little wonky knoblet on the back of his head. Yes. Yeah. It is a bit of an extra news burst. Yeah, free extra, Lawrence, indeed. Mark P says, no, we're fortunate to have you as a host. Aw. It's all right, stop it, because again, you've pulled. How tall is she? Asked James Ripley Jr. She's that tall. I guess she would be the same height. Actually, let me just get you she's probably the same height as the Baroness. Let me have a look. She is the exact same height as the Baroness, the retro Baroness, which, is the same Baroness pretty much in it as every other Baroness. So yeah, you about the exact same height as the Baroness. So she's not like, extra tall or tiny or whatever. She's, yeah, your standard kind of like, I guess, female buck sort of height. in that sense. Also, something I didn't really mention just then, the quality of the sculpt and the deco is like just on a different level. Again, you can check that unboxing video out. It's really cool, some of the close-ups and everything. Right then, Couchboy has asked, is that the basketball line body? No, it is not. But I was really hoping they were going to utilize starting lineup, to be honest. Archangel Michael Mars says, the goal line is inside. Yeah, that was actually a good impression. I'm surprised at how well I pulled that one off, to be honest. The rawhides are complete, says Figure Six Pack. Sort of. I mean, yes, in a sense they are, but I think in terms of movie rawhides, we kind of need a white shirt Chuckles, a white version of his shirt Chuckles, and we need a sort of retro-inspired Jinx. But other than that, yeah, technically you're right. We have got the whole crew is now as one. Two become one, or 1, 2, 3, however many there are, become one. Yeah, this is original tooling, this one, for Big Lob. So let's get into Big Lob, shall we? The hands are from starting lineup, says Jeffrey. Yeah, I was about to get to that part. The kind of basketball hand, the extra hand situation. Mark P says, Chris, I'm opening up a steakhouse in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, starting next year, and I'm inviting you to come hang out. That's very, very kind of you, Mark P. If I'm ever in that area, I will 100% take you up on that. That's amazing. Right, should we get into Big Lob? Let's get into some Big Lobs. Now, this render popped up earlier today, of course, around about the same time as the other ones did. This is the final. What's the word? This is the final render on the lead up to New York Comic Con. So I had thought they might do like a Taurus Red Dog sort of reveal. Maybe that'll be for next week, or maybe they do it for the actual show. Maybe we see Taurus and Red Dog as a render at the panel on Friday. Either way, I don't know what I was going to say then. Either way, yeah, this is the final sort of like official render they're revealing on the lead up to the show. So there'll be more at the show, I'm sure. But yeah, also I should update you. I got my flints and none of them were Rich Pellegrinos. So you can all take a sigh of relief that Chris avoided having the comments of, oh, look who got a Rich Pellegrino carded flint. I didn't. I got two of the lesser, shall we say, pieces. Anyway, the figure's amazing, and I'll be unboxing that on the stream at some point. Right then. Yeah, I've got like so much. Oh, and this came in today as well. It's just getting ridiculous. It's Cobra Commander, look. Battle Armor CC. It's just too much at the moment. Too much. And I think everyone is feeling that at the moment, aren't they? But anyway, so this is the last one of the lead up to NYCC. And what I will say about this is when it first popped up, I was like, yes, looks great. I'm really into it. But I have a ever so slight issue with Big Lob in Classified. And it is really slight. And I think this ever so slight change would have absolutely made this apps perfectly fine and acceptable for me. I don't understand why he is so serious. Why so serious? It's Big Lob. He is like a fun-loving, very like energetic, but in like a fun, smiley way character. Why they didn't do him smiling, I will never know. I will never understand why they haven't done a smile or a smirk, even a smirk, on this Big Lob head sculpt. And that is my only real kind of concern. That's my only real issue with the figure. I kind of feel like, yes, they could have done a much kind of like more exaggerated version of the hair. Like, sorry, not more exaggerated. I know like the original character has a very kind of exaggerated style of hairstyle, but I definitely think they could have done something with this figure to sort of, I don't know, capture that character and essence and style that he had. As it is, I feel like the head sculpt sort of is letting it down for me personally, because I think the figure looks amazing. It's a tall figure, so that's like a new extra element to the line. We can have like this randomly tall dude. I think that, in general, like, his design is really cool. I like the jersey, looks awesome. You got the 14 on, which we'll do a close up in a second as well, with that sort of like really interesting kind of color fade in the bottom of the numbers. But the head, I think genuinely, a smile or a smirk would have completely been fine for me. Like, and I would have been like, yeah, this is perfect. I love it and everything. As is, I can't get over that head sculpt, guys. He's just not the happy Big Lob. And also, I kind of feel like Big Lob as well was a younger character, and he looks a little older here. Again, that doesn't really make, it's neither here nor there, is it really, with Classified. I don't have an issue with him being an older character, but I feel like he is this kind of like young, at least young at heart, kind of bubbly kind of situation. Either way, you can kind of, when you look at the head sculpt here, you see there's definitely things going on. He's definitely got like character. Don't get me wrong. There's like obviously the kind of like the interesting, like, it's not symmetrical, sort of like, almost like kind of like the eyebrow raise situation going on, but just not too super exaggerated. And the mouth is on a little bit of an angle as well, so there is an element of it. He's certainly not Falcon levels, of course. I just think personally for me, I was just 100% expecting Big Lob to be sort of like smiling, or like just like a big kind of bright sort of like, because his character is like that in the movie. Again, we are talking we're talking Classified here. It's not necessarily that sort of vibe, but yeah, I think that, yeah. And it's a weird nitpick, I think, for me. It's a weird sort of like hang up, I think, to have, because yeah, he does look good, don't get me wrong. The actual head sculpt is actually really good. It's a really good, awesome head sculpt. It just doesn't really capture Big Lob's personality for me personally. Does that make sense? I feel like it doesn't really capture that personality. I'll stop talking about it anyway, but there we go. Other little things to notice, and as we zoom in on this particular figure, he's got that kind of like walkie-talkie sort of communication device on the bandolier at the top there, which is very cool. He's got the grenades on the bandolier, and on the shirt itself, we have a. When I thought initially, I thought it was the Toronto Raptors logo, but no, it's just a basketball in general on one side, and what I assume are the star and stripes of the G.I. Joe logo on the other side, but obviously it's covered and we can only see the stripes at the moment. But that would be kind of cool. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a bit of a fuller hair on this one for sure. Bias, definitely a bit kind of more, a little bigger, more bulbous, should we say? Just having a quick audio issue. Sorry about this. Okay, sorry about that. I was just having a bit of an audio problem that I had to quickly fix in the background. Yeah, I think for me it's capturing the character, and I don't think it's 100% doing that technically. But the rest of the figure is freaking awesome. So it's like a bit of a anyway, there we have those kind of elements anyway. And you can see the number there, the 14 under the bandolier, and you can see sort of like how the vest is sort of designed on the torso. I think this is all new parts as well, because it's effectively a new buck and build, isn't it? A buck and build. That did sound like I was swearing a little bit there. It's not moving manually. There we go. And as you can see here on the jersey, there are more pouches on the bottom of that bandolier, which I'm assuming is removable. I would be really surprised if that does not come straight off. And then as you can see on the number underneath, there's that nice little kind of blue phase going on in the numbers at the bottom, which I think that's kind of a really sexy look. It kind of makes it look like he's wearing, a legit kind of jersey, Also, who is it? Who is it? Is he wearing like the Bullets jersey? Is this like a Washington Bullets jersey? Now Wizards, of course, formerly the Bullets. What jersey is it? because I was trying to think about this like the other day. Obviously, we've got Grogan for is it Grogan for the Patriots with Bazooka, haven't we? That's what that jersey was based on. The OG Patriots jersey for Bazooka. But what was this jersey based on? Does anyone know? Because the other thing, maybe it was just generic because it was more a Sunbow model sheet, and I don't think there was a toy necessarily planned for this one that I'm aware of back in the day. So this would have been a pure Sunbow kind of animated sort of character design. So maybe it was just, what's going to be bright, a red jersey with yellow, like, numbers. But I wonder if there was an actual team that it was like connected to. Yeah. So I'm just getting through some of the comments here. My brain just switched off then for a second. My apologies. If only they went full 2000s basketball video games and gave him a basketball that's on fire to pull off some super shots, says Robert H. He's on fire! NBA Jam, yeah. Typo negative. I dig it. I'm glad they didn't make him look silly and goofy. And that, again, that's totally, this is the thing, isn't it? Like, we all have different opinions about this. My personal one is just that I don't feel it conveys the character that I see in Big Lob. But again, if you're happy with that, then it's all good. And I think that's probably what's going to happen on the whole here, Typo negative. I think most people are going to be cool with the figure because they didn't go this kind of like more sillier kind of personality route. And that's, again, totally fine. Lego Star Wars kid overall, I think he looks awesome. I kind of do too. It's just my weird hang up with the him not like having that personality coming out of the face a little bit. R Sharp says lob means throw or hit a ball or missile in a high arc. He's a b-ball player, so it fits. Yeah, the old lob, the old alley-oop scenario. If this is a new body buck, why in the world does he have a crunch instead of two ball swivels, says G.I. Joe Fan Addict. That's not a bad question to ask, honestly. It wouldn't surprise me if that's Wave 1 Snake Eyes Bandolier, says the Hunter. Don't know. I think it is, actually. It's going to be too... if it was Snake Eyes, it would be too small. I wonder if the basketball is removable or stuck to his hand. I believe it's stuck to his hand. Lawrence says he is from Chicago, so probably not much of the Bulls. You know what? That's not a bad shout. It would have been cool if they gave him the 23, wouldn't it? And actually just made it a full-on Bulls jersey. But that's a good shout, Lawrence, for the fact that he is from Chicago. And again, they probably just went, let's just make it red like the Bulls at that kind of time period as well. George says, always thought the sport-themed characters were kind of gimmicky and silly. Hardball, Big Lob, the Fridge. Yeah, but I don't know. It's part of Joe, innit? Do you know what I mean? I get it. People are in different camps with G.I. Joe. Some like the kind of more serious kind of aspects, and some like the more goofy, and some just like all of it. Like me, I like all of it. Joe says, I want to see a retro Falcon for sure, since the first Falcon is ugly, indeed. I want to have a perfect set for the rawhides. I like Big Lob, not bad. Yeah, definitely. Falcon is also another. I was mentioning we needed a retro Jinx and a white shirts Chuckles, but we need a proper retro Falcon as well. You're 100% right. He's actually more of an issue than Jinx and Chuckles in regards to making a classic rawhides. Couchboy says, oh no, Destro broke into headquarters. It's time to go to war. Lob, grab your basketball. Great weapon of choice, indeed. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up, but there's a lot of comments. Anyway, let's move on. As we move down and we get to the Grundle area, I did this close-up for two reasons. One, Grundle, but two, also to have a good look at the belt and the Grundle, and look at the old wrist bands as well, because that's a really nice touch. We've got one sort of like, the kind of classic basketball player's wristband, the old wipe the brow scenario. And then we've got the kind of one that I've got on as well, that kind of like, is it kind of like paracord sort of wrist sort of bracelet as well. So that's a nice little touch as well in blue. Nice little touch that. I like that. A nice little color pop and a bit difference going on as well. And then, of course, again, Grundle area still, but really just to see the thighs and the secondaries. Obviously, we've got a sheath and a holster going on. And we know that based on the accessories, we know what's going to be going where. Excuse me. And of course, one of the main things I really like about this figure is the pants being in that kind of like that style, and then also the sneakers, the kind of brown sort of like basketball sneakers, sort of got that Air Force One look going on, don't they? Or maybe like the first Jordans kind of vibes, I think, personally. But I don't know, I really like that. I think that's a really cool touch. And it's a shame we didn't get the sneakers on Nunchuck, right? Because we just got kind of like ninja shoes, didn't we, on Nunchuck? And he should have had sneakers because he had sneakers originally. But no, it's nice to see we've got some kind of like almost like, yeah, I love the fact they're brown, like brown military basketball sneakers. Phenomenal. Love it. Yeah, love it. And then of course the accessories, obviously the huge knife. That is a knife, isn't it? That ain't a knife. It is a knife. That's the knife you show after you said that ain't a knife. Or a spoon for that matter. But that looks really cool. I don't think I've seen that one yet, but someone's going to correct me in the comments and say, oh no, that's Bibley Wigglesworth's knife from Wave 35, and I just won't know because I cannot see parts or accessory reuse. It's like a gift and a curse all at the same time. We also have a removable grenade and a kind of handheld grenade launcher, which is pretty cool. Is it the Sarge's knife bias? I'm going to have to check that. which Sarge had a knife? Well, the knife in the Sarge Mercer 2-pack is different. Not saying, does he have one in the regular one? But anyway, this might be a brand new knife because I don't recall seeing that knife ever. And it's not the Sarge with the Sarge and Mercer set because I'm looking at that right this second and it ain't that. So, don't know. Lawrence said, just read up on Big Lob and he is a grenadier, which is thrown by living in the air. Damn it, Joe, you did it again. I call that launcher a blooper or a thumper, says Figure 6-pack. I like that. Jordan from Canada says, now I want a Crocodile Dundee figure just because of the knife. I know, big time. Anyway, yeah, so we've got those little accessories. And then we have these. We have the, I believe, starting lineup hands and basketball. Is that correct, guys? Because a few people have been kind of saying, almost expecting starting lineup to be used in some way, shape, or form with Big Lob, and maybe this is it. I kind of sort of half expected them to use the body for the jersey, the torso, but I wonder if there was when they kind of checked it or tested it, it just didn't really look right. Either way, yeah, the hands look to be starting lineup reuse, which is nice, fun little. Like, I personally love the fact that they snuck in a few starting lineup things in both Marvel Legends and this. It kind of, I don't know, it just makes me quite happy to know that it didn't quite die. It just got this like cute. It takes me back to the kind of like reuse that happened back in the day. Par exemple, Palatoy Satellite Defense, which if you turn upside down has the friggin' Millennium Falcon radar dish molded into the bottom of it. Genuinely the OG one. So the Kenner one. So yeah, I love that stuff. And I love the thought of certain things being used in modern, because it doesn't really happen that much in modern times. Like, stuff just gets scrapped and thrown away and burned and never looked at again. And for the most part, new stuff has to be kind of created. And I love the fact that they managed to kind of, salvage just a few things from it. Anyway. And Josh says they got too much flack for using starting lineup figure for X-Men 97 Gambit. Yeah, I did see a lot of heavy response in a negative way about that. Anyway, so there you go. And a pistol as well. A little pistol down there. Whee! And of course, his rifle, which is pretty cool. And again, this is quite funny because I think this is sort of modeled on the one that the club gave him in his O-ring version, the first O-ring version, right? Did they do it for the FSS as well? I mean, did they do it for the 4-inch version as well as the 3 3/4 version? I can't remember. I'm gonna have a look. Yes, I should have done this beforehand. Sue me. Don't sue me. Yojo Big Lobbingtons. Okay, so yeah, it's the first one. It's got that kind of like grenade launcher machine gun sort of thing. So it's kind of like loosely based on that, but it's not a grenade launcher. It's like a rifle. This one I'm looking at anyway. And then the other version, the version 2 from 2017, the 4-inch version, which utilized that roadblock body, didn't it? That came with, same kind of situation, that grenade launcher, which is it's sort of like ever so slightly similar, but not really. It's just got that little handle on the front, just like the grenade launcher came with. So I wonder if it's like they've done this as sort of a semi homage to those rifles that were used for those two figures. But yeah, either way, it's not a grenade launcher, so it's just a rifle. Anyway, he's got a rifle. It's a pretty dope one as well. Has this been used already? I keep saying that, but you guys will know better than I would because I never pay attention to the actual weapons, do I? I'm looking to see if I'm just looking at the Sarge Mercer set each time, just knowing that they'll probably have all of these weapons in there. But no, love it. Absolutely love it. Cool little rifle as well. And I believe that is everything. Oh God, why does it keep doing this to me? Why does it do this to me? I don't want that image. I want another image. So I'm just going to go back to there we go. It's playing up and messing me around, and I don't like it when it does that. But anyway, that's Big Lob. That's his render, and that's all of the gear he comes with. I'm really genuinely excited now to have all of those 5 figures sort of like revealed, and we can kind of look forward to that panel on Friday, and see what fun stuff we've got coming down the pipeline, because there's going to be loads more, which is crazy. What do you guys think? I know what you guys think because you've been telling me the whole time. Mark says we really need a weapons pack. As long as it's full of backpacks, I don't mind. Archangel says, so Big Lob has a real name and official hometown, file card style. 2. He has 2. They're probably exactly the same. He's from Chicago, Illinois. He's an infantry grenadier, special services, secondary specialty. And his motto is, when Big Lob makes his move, he always shoots to score the big win. It was done by the club. And I wonder if they utilized any of the Sunbow Bible that has his, I guess would have his bio in it somewhere, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I just know that the club did a O-ring version and a 4-inch version back in the day. O-ring was 2010, and the version 2 kind of 4-inch version was 2017, and they both had file cards, yeah. And I believe they're pretty much the same. I think I haven't looked, so I'm just making that up. But yeah, all new weapons, says Mark P. Awesome, good to know. I realized something. There might be something on his back, on the back of the bandolier, to maybe house one of the other weapons, because his pistol obviously goes in the holster on his left thigh. The machete obviously goes in the sheath on his right thigh. So that would leave the grenade launcher, a grenade, and the rifle to kind of be put somewhere. Obviously, he can hold maybe one of them, but I wonder if he's got like some sort of storage on the back of the bandolier. I hope so. Jim says they aren't. 2010 is O-ring. 2017 is modern. What do you mean? They aren't what? The same? No, I mean like the same file card I was talking about. Are they not the same file card? Because doesn't sound like what you're saying after the fact. Let's have a look at his other file card then, to see if they're not the same or not. Yeah, they're pretty much exactly the same. They might have even used the same blooming artwork actually as well. But it looks like they're the same. It doesn't actually have his birthplace on the first one. No, it does. It does. Chicago. It's there. No, I was talking about the file cards being the same on the O-ring and the 4-inch version. Can't wait to pair him up with Tunnel Rat, says Gomez. Oh, that's amazing. The difference in height is phenomenal, isn't it? Basketball holder on his back would be cool, Squishy, but it would be also holding his hand, because I think it's connected. I don't think it's a removable ball. It should be, and I hope it is. but I don't know if it was it in the actual starting lineup, because I don't know. I never got a starting lineup figure, much like everyone else on Earth, because they were like $1 million. Anywho's and Susan, that's that. I would also, by the way, I'm going to massive shout out to my lovely mom, me mum in the UK. It's her birthday, so can everyone wish my mother, my wonderful mom, Sue McLeod, could everyone wish her a very happy birthday, please? I'm going to show her this tomorrow, and I want just nice comments, please. But anyway, yeah, massive shout out to my mom. It's her birthday. Love you very much, mom. Right, that is Big Lob. Now, the other things we have to kind of cover, all the other stuff. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Very nice. I appreciate all very much. And I think she'll get a kick out of seeing you all saying happy birthday to her. She'll be asleep now though, because it's like middle of the friggin' night now, isn't it? Anyway, Hasbro Pulse is going to be at NYCC. Panel starts at 11 a.m. Okay, 11 a.m. Eastern on Friday is when the panel starts. So there will be information coming out of the panel. There might be some like dodgy pictures, possibly even a recorded video from the actual official panel for Joe Transformers and Ghostbusters at 11 a.m. Okay. Then following said panel at 12 p.m. Eastern, there will be a summary live fan stream live with Emily, Lenny, and whoever else is going to be there. Maybe Tony, I don't know, whoever's there doing the show. They will then do a live stream to explain and summarize all of the cool stuff that's been revealed at the panel. That will be for an hour, it says on here, and that will be on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel. So very exciting stuff. Once the G.I. Joe aspect of that has been kind of covered, I will aim to go live around lunchish time, maybe like 1:30, to get all of the, information and images and everything kind of combined and in a place where I can actually talk about it on a slideshow. And then, do a little kind of reaction. And I think that leaves me still pretty comfortably clear to do a Saturday weekly, because I don't think it's going to necessarily be a similar thing to like SDCC, where we have to kind of monitor it every single day. But maybe I might keep my options open to just do recaps if necessary. I also tomorrow am looking to do a comics news burst sort of episode where we talk about the Dreadnought War, which is the preview, and a couple of other bits of information that dropped today as well for Skybound, because I kind of want to cover those, but I don't know if I'll get the opportunity on Saturday to do it. So I want to do a comics news burst maybe in the week. And I'm expecting Wednesday, because now that we're done with the renders, I don't know if anything else is going to be popping up, but we'll have to see, won't we? We'll have to see. And I'll have to take my opportunity if we get through the day and we don't have anything solid to sort of kind of like do a news burst on. Not that the comics is not solid I want to do the news burst for the comics, but you know how it is. Anyway, that's that about Hasbro Pulse. And it'll be a kind of to be determined sort of situation over the weekend, because there's going to be a lot going on, I imagine. Then, of course, the to kind of think about as well for the panel, they will be having a first look at a covert new vehicle design for icy terrain. Does that mean the Arctic Hiss that has kind of been talked about in the Cobra Commander video for the Snowcat HasLab success, a Cobra Stinger, like a Arctic Stinger, that's also something that's been mentioned in that video? Or is it something different because of the covert and the new aspect? Does that mean we're getting something covert and new? Possibly. A lot of people think Battle Bear. Someone keeps saying, some people are saying Stalker and his kayak would be a really cool one. I'd be down for both of those, but we'll have to see, won't we? We will just have to see. Steps Toy says, I'm sure you'll have to do Saturday when they put new stuff in the case, Chris. Well, possibly. So that will be like, the regular 3 p.m. slot for the weekly. So I imagine all of that will have happened by 3 p.m. So if it's just a weekly scenario, I'll just do a weekly. Figure Six Pack says, Chris, it's probably a Cobra Snowcat from the Lifeline episode. Could you imagine? Yeah, it's just got a Cobra logo on it, literally. Vinter Vindo Viper T, says Archangel. That'd be amazing. Any news on what Hasbro will be selling besides Pythona? Will they have extras like they did at SDCC with the Ore Striker? I think so, Jim. I imagine the Ore Striker, because I just got a shipping notice for that. So I imagine the Ore Striker will be there as per usual. Don't know about anything else yet. They usually have like a, what's the word? Like a board with what they're selling on it. And they'll probably just reuse the same one from SDCC, right? So it'll probably be a similar sort of situation. Josh F says, so pre-orders of everything we have seen will be going up. Most likely, Josh. Yeah, I'm fully expecting Lifeline, Hit and Run, Big Lob, Night Viper, and the Mole Rat to be pre-orders. And probably not on the weekend, but probably after, following the weekend. That's my expectation. And then, of course, Pythona will be all up in the grills. Oh, there she is. Look. Oh, I feel so... I'm not usually in a position to have figures before, like to have classified figures before the majority of everybody else. Like, I am either on the pre-order list like everyone else, or I get lucky every now and again. I did get sci-fi recently. Yes, I'm fully aware of that as well. So sci-fi and Python, but it's not often. I'm not like the Bees Battlegrounds and a Shark-Eyed Toy view of the fandom by any means. Those guys seem to be getting everything early, and that's totally cool. They have hookups. It's all good. But this doesn't happen every single time, and I'm very happy when it does. So I'm going to just say I feel very blessed to have a Pythona, considering this was one I've been waiting for since we knew that she was coming, which has been a freaking long time. And then it's been a long time since we saw her as well at SDC. A long time. It's been a few months. Calm yourself, McLeod. And also, I should reiterate, this is technically Kate's copy. So it's going to go straight back to Kate so she can enjoy the crap out of it. And she does. It's amazing. Right then. Also, Cold Slither are performing on the 11th at the Gramercy, and the first 100 through the door get a free IE Cobra New York t-shirt. So make sure you get involved with that. Tickets on Ticketmaster, and you can find that through Cold Slither's socials, and find the post on our social as well, where we posted this particular image. Brilliant. And MCM Comic Con London is happening 25th, don't forget, of October. So more is coming before the end of this month. Grow up, eh? Bloody hell. I'm telling Hasbro to chill out by saying grow up on that one. Josh F says, I'm glad you got early figures. You should be getting everything early, to be honest. I appreciate that, Josh. That's very kind of you to say. I certainly don't need that at all. I'm just happy to get the occasional thing here and there. It's awesome. Sharp says, EE shows a Hasbro drop tomorrow. 2 on Friday, 1 on Saturday. Well, hang on. Tomorrow is tomorrow? Oh, Hasbro drop. Right. Sorry. So yeah, that's not a G.I. Joe one then, is it? 1 on Saturday. That would be a Get Pythona. 1 on Tuesday. And yeah, I think Tuesday sounds good. Tuesday sounds like when you would see pre-orders for G.I. Joe following a show, in my opinion. But yeah, that's Hasbro drops. But thank you, RR Sharp. Much appreciated for that heads up. Anyway. Pythona Steam Clean, the only non-Fred Crimson Guard. What are the odds? Indeed, Archangel, indeed. Bias says they've done 1 Cobra per year, 2 left, so it's either next year or in 27, or maybe they do both the Guards and Globulus in 26. I could see them fast tracking a couple of these, but I'm not in any rush. I'm fully expecting Globulus at some point. I'm fully expecting the Royal Guard at some point. I'm in no rush because I know they're going to come eventually. You know what I mean? Like this, it's going to happen. Especially if Pythona is going to be like a sellout, no doubt. The amount of like buzz around Pythona, and everyone's already terrified about not getting one. So I think she'll be fine. Jordan said, did I say cold sliver, bruv? I did, yeah. Gramercy, 11th. Check them out. Anyway, there you go. That's all that information. Leak listings. Let's talk about leak listings. 2025, no changes. I still haven't updated Gleep, aka Snowcat on the other one. I just realized. Keep forgetting to do that. Needs to be green. I'm aware of that. Just imagine it being green when we get onto the next page. But yeah, no changes here. Everything as you were. Ghost Viper goes up officially on the 9th, Friday, on Walmart Collecticon. And for Pulse Premium members as well. Don't forget, that always happens in limited quantities. Or you could just go to the store and get one by the looks of things. So there you go. Still no clue who Chairface is, and it's driving me bonkers. So I can't really talk on that one. The unknown vehicle will probably be able to unlock, is all I'll say, following NYCC. Okay. Said too much already. And Ralph T is an inactive listing. The Legacy Police Office is also available on Pulse now. So, and I did that the other day. So, in terms of reporting on it. So, it's everything is as you were. No changes. There you go. 2026, on the other hand, still no changes. But like I said, I'm expecting Lifeline, Night Viper, Hit and Run, Big Lob, Mole Rat Stage 2, all to be part of the same wave. As we've seen those reveals as well with the renders, it just is making sense, isn't it? I can't say anything anymore on the vehicle, unfortunately, Lego Star Wars Kid, but you will find out. We will find out very soon. What if Chairface is the covert vehicle, says Robert Yanes? Could be. I genuinely don't know what the hell we're going to get with those, with the Chairface listing at all. Yeah, so it looks like 5-figure waves going forward. Maybe they'll talk about it at NYCC. I'm sure they will in the panel. Because obviously they'd have to address the fact that 5 figures would be going up for pre-order and all mainline. Anyway, yes, the cop is more expensive on Pulse, like most things are now. Everything since Steeler and Short Fuse went up, didn't it? So everything that's going up is now going to be a little bit more expensive on Pulse, it would appear, which is a shame. Anyway, like I said, no changes on the 2026 listings that we know of, and I'm sort of expecting a Taurus Red Dog reveal at some point. Maybe they're saving that for MCM. Maybe they'll do a render reveal of it for NYCC, and then maybe it's in hand, sort of, pre-order style at MCM. I don't know. It's just all kind of guesswork at this point. But yeah, if we get any more information and we can share it, we will. And obviously, if stuff is unlocked and revealed at NYCC, we will unlock it on the listings if we know what those particular listings are. So yeah, I'm excited this weekend just to just at the promise or the thought of maybe unlocking a little bit more on the old leak listings page. Anyway, that is that for listings. Name only reveals have been dwindled down. We're down to Iceberg, Twiceberg, Thriceberg with Taurus and Red Dog, and nothing on the Cobra side now. Just emptiness, just a logo floating in the ether. But there you go. Just Joe's at the moment on the name only reveals. And if we move over to the digital renders, I've updated that as well now. See, I'm a bit better on that than I am at updating Gleep the Snowcat on the listings. But yeah, Hit and Run, Lifeline, and Big Lob for the Joes, and of course Pythona, Ghost Viper, Night Viper, and the Mole Rat Stage 2 are for Cobra. And what's really interesting is if my speculative guessing is correct, which it will be, wink wink, then this digital render page is going to have to be new renders revealed at NYCC, because Pythona is going to be done this weekend, more or less. Ghost Viper is going to be done on the 9th, and then the remaining 5-figure wave is going to be done, assuming that Tuesday are following the show next week. By next week, this digital renders could be completely fresh and new with new things on it. Fingers crossed, eh? There you go. That is that. I just realized, yeah, it's 3 army builders for Cobra in it at the moment: Ghost Viper, Mole Rat, Night Viper. That's nuts. But then again, that's kind of the situation now for Cobra, isn't it? You're dealing with like troop builders for the most part that are new. and then like you kind of having to cycle through some of the main characters' different versions at that point. So yeah, I can't think of many Joe characters that haven't been done that aren't already main characters. Do you know what I mean? Like the characters in their own right. There's a whole list of them that's massive, but off the top of my head I can't think of any. You probably list a bunch in the comments, and that's totally fine. Certainly not like, you know, tier 1 A-list sort of scenarios, you know. But that's a good shout by us. Zanzibar, Voltar, Cesspool, Thrasher. There's a bunch right away. Overlord, Interrogator, Cesspool. Yeah, absolutely. There are loads. There are loads. What I mean is, off the top of my head, I couldn't think of any. Is what I meant to say. Anyway, there you go. That's that. Now, one last thing before I go. First, we're going to hear from our sponsor, and then I'll be right back. But don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. The deluxe Treasury editions Battle Action Force books are incredible. You can get them at skeletron.com in the US or totaltoybooks.com in the UK and Europe. And I just want to, one more thing before we go, is I just wanted to shout out our t-shirts, which we have a merch scenario going on, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we've just announced a collaborative venture with Codename Iowa. You can go to codenameiowa.com and the Full Force, and you can find our t-shirts for purchase if you so wish, with our beautiful logo designed by the very amazing Brian Sauer of Codename Iowa. So yeah, we'll be doing this as a pre-order drop for now. You can get the full color logo on grey, black or white, and you can get the kind of one color logo that goes with obviously the color shirt, green, blue and red versions of that as well. So 2 different options there for you, or 6 different options technically for you there, guys. And yeah, if you like them and if they do well, we'll be doing more, and lots of other cool designs and lots of fun stuff related to the show, and then lots hopefully of other merch after the fact as well. So yeah, I'm looking at, obviously my dream is to get a Full Force hat. I want hats, and I also want hoodies, sweatshirts, and you know, all sorts of cool stuff. So yeah, patches mainly, like a whole, just gonna be one pre-order block of just patches for like a month. In any case, yes, that's what we want to do. Now the t-shirts, of course, we are doing up until the 31st of October. So Halloween is the point of no return for these particular items. We might bring them back if they did, you know, certain styles did well, like, you know, performed quite well. We'll bring them back. We'll put out little fan votes every now and again for some, you know, for some stuff as well, because we like to hear from you guys and what you want. And yeah, and maybe boxers, Chris G, maybe underpants in the future for sure. But yeah, so enjoy and go check that out on, again, like link in all of our you know, thingies in all of our stuffs on our socials, and of course go to codenameiowa.com if you want to just search it yourself. And yeah, and help support the old show that way if you like, if you want to. Anyway, there you go. Probably the worst time ever to put out t-shirt pre-orders, isn't it, when all of the figures ever are turning up for people in the world. So I get it, and apologies for the timing, but in any case, if you want them, they're there. Enjoy. Right, I will leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Full Force News Burst. Big Lob renders. We've got NYCC coming up. We've got MCM coming up as well. It's going to be a crazy week. Going to be a crazy weekend. I'm going to get drunk on Pythona, and it's going to be like, I'm going to probably put out about 20 unboxing videos the way things are going. I'm going to have to do like 2 a days for the next 6 months just to get through it all. The hundreds don't fit in my wallet and my diamond shoes are too tight kind of scenario. I realize what I'm complaining about there. Anyway, Thank you very much, guys. I will see you on the next one. Go check out my Pythona unboxing because it's a fun video and it's doing ridiculous numbers already on it. On Facebook, it's like 8,000 views on it. It's ridiculous. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'll probably see you tomorrow for the comics news burst or whatever happens. Stay fresh, cheese bags. And as always, after 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Full force. Laters. That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, full force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. And as always, you can keep up with the show after listening by following on all of our social platforms, links in the description. And if you would like to contact the show, you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback or questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.